days to come and carry us like wind in our sails.
I'm down in Jacksonville. I'm getting my hair done for the first time since we moved to Georgia. And it's kind of a funny story because the last few times I got my hair done back at the lake, we stalked, my hairstylist and I, Ashley, we stalked the profiles of stylists down in Jacksonville because we assumed that would be like the closest place I could go that had like the type of stylist we're looking for, that does the type of hair that I like. And so she looked at a bunch of profiles of a bunch of different hairstylists and was also looking for the salon that kind of fit the vibe that we like. So she knows me really well and I just trusted her to pick somebody that would do hair like I like, and like she also understands that getting my hair done is sort of a treat and you don't want to sit in an uncomfortable environment for 2 hours or 3 hours while you're getting your hair done. So she was like looking for a place that she knew I would feel comfortable in, which is important. So we found one and I'm here and I feel like I'm getting ready to go on a first date with my hairstylist, and also like I'm cheating on my hairstylist. It's really weird, like my previous one. It's a really weird feeling, but anyway, hopefully she does good.
Rach, did you vlog your hair trip?
I vlogged on the way there, but not on the way back because the camera was too foggy.
Oh, well, just wait till you see Rachel's hair.
More importantly than Rachel's hair.
The plumbers were out today. If you weren't here yesterday, we've had some problems ever since we moved in, really, about our washer and dryer getting backed up and then it flooding Eloise and Lyndle's bathroom, and I'm gonna clean that. What the plumber decided would be the easiest fix is to just bypass under the house where the drain is all like broken and clogged up and rootsy. If rootsy is not a word, it is now. So they literally had to get under the house and they drilled through that brick and cement down there, which took a long time. It took at least an hour of just like constant like banging and drilling, and it's a pretty big job. And obviously we got some new pipe here. Luckily, they didn't have to break up the sidewalk here. I don't know how they were able to dig under it, but luckily they were. And so now they're gonna connect it into the city, like our main drain line, so there was a real bad storm that came through. So they just like stopped what they were doing in the middle of the project because it was like really bad lightning. And so now like anything that we drain in our bathroom and Bear's bathroom and basically the kitchen will all just come out here and pool down there. So they'll be back here, oh man. So they'll be back here tomorrow morning to finish off everything. In addition to that, so Lala's apartment, which is up there, and the water heater to the house is way back there. So Lala just like wasn't getting hot water. So we went ahead and added a hot water tank. We put it in the garage right below Lala's apartment so that she'll have lots of hot water for her apartment up there. Which, you know, honestly, like it's working out really great, obviously for our family, like having Laurie move in there and she'll be around to help. Plus that's gonna really help with resale value because our neighbor kind of has the same thing, but hers is a pool house. It's basically the same exact square footage, and she brings over $1,000 a month in her rental, and she said she could definitely charge more than that. Like there's a market for it. So that's a big plus to anybody that, you know, in the future, hopefully we'll be here for at least 4 years, but when we go to sell the house in 4 years, you know, we have a really nice rental property on the premises. All right, on to Rachel's hair. I wonder how this camera's gonna do when we go back into the cold. What's going on over here, doctor?
Yeah, you have to eat this. A little bit of swimmer's ear.
Yeah. So, are you putting that in her ear or in her mouth?
A little pain relief. We put some. So the interesting thing about eye drops is you can put eye drops and eardrops are, there's certain ones that are exactly the same medicine.
Ophthalmic versus otic?
Odic versus ophthalmic. You can put ophthalmic in the ear. You can now put odic in the eye. It will sting. Okay.
Were you happy with how your hair turned out?
I am. We did like hang out in the humidity for a while, and so it lost all of its curl. I mean, it's holding its like straightness, but the color's great, in my opinion. Do you like it?
Oh, yeah, looks lovely.
Did you even notice the difference?
What? You got your hair done?
We sometimes will vlog something and then we'll say, we'll talk about that later, and then we never do. So weeks later now I'm talking about getting my hair done and like the experience. So when you have somebody that you trust that does your hair for years and you move somewhere new, you can sometimes like bounce around to several places before you find somebody that does hair like you want it to be done, I guess. And so before I even went, my hairstylist from back home picked out this girl, which I think we mentioned, and she like looked through all of her portfolio that she had on Instagram basically, and she could tell by the way that her blonde clients turned out that I would like how she did my hair, and I love it. I've washed it since then, and then I got stuck in a downpour yesterday, so my hair like was wet from rain and then dried, so it doesn't look great right now, but the color is really what I'm focused on, and it turned out great. It is in Jacksonville, so it's like a little bit of a drive, especially because it's on the south side of Jacksonville and we live north of Jacksonville. A little bit of a drive, which, you know, getting your hair done takes a long time when you have a lot of hair. So it is a commitment to me to like go get my hair done when it takes 2.5 hours. Plus it's about a 45-minute drive each way. It's just a long time to be away, and I don't like doing it. I don't like taking the time to do it, even though it's like self-care or whatever. But I really don't have a hair color, a natural hair color that I like. So I'm stuck. I prefer to be blonde or brown, and my natural hair color is in between those two. It's like a mousy brown blonde, not blonde, like mousy brown. And I'm getting a lot of gray. So anyway, it's just something that at this stage of my life I have to embrace it and just do it. The salon itself was really neat. They had tons of plants, like house plant, indoor plant type stuff. Huge fiddly fig, like probably one of the biggest ones I've seen in real life, and a bunch of other things. And one of them in particular I thought was so adorable, and I was asking, because the girl that did my hair is the owner of the salon, and I was asking her if she knew what kind of plant it was. And one of the other owners was right there, and she is the one that brought it in, and she didn't know exactly the name of it, but she gave me a clipping of it. So I have a clipping of that plant, which I thought was so cool. And that's just like the plant community. You can very easily chop and propagate a piece of a plant and share it, and it grows, and hopefully it grows, but it's like some kind of succulent. So it's really cute, and I'm excited. I hope it grows. It sounds like it will. She did the same thing with that plant, and it grew like crazy. She just planted it in dirt and didn't even, sometimes you propagate it in water. Anyway, this is a little bit of a tangent, but it was a great experience. I will definitely be going back. It is very expensive, especially compared to mid-Missouri. I guess just like being in downtown Jacksonville, it changes things. So very expensive. It's just, it costs a lot of money to be a woman these days if you want to get your hair done, I guess. Oh, also I was gonna say, California Beach Co. is having a huge sale today. I think it was like, they're calling it Parents' Day. Like, is it Parents' Day today? If so, we need to celebrate. But it's 40% off site-wide. California Beach Co. is that pop-up tent that we use constantly for the babies. If you have a baby that's sitting or crawling or even walking, and they're like, our entire family can fit inside this tent. It's huge, but it's super lightweight, easy to pop up, easy to tear down. It's a must-have item, in my opinion, if you have small kids, especially like Ada and Allie's age, where they're crawling around. Like, you can put them in this tent and make a safe environment for them that they can't escape from, and that protects them from like choking hazards and, I don't know, danger. So, or if you're at the beach, like it's a safe place to put them at the beach where they're not going to be eating sand. Or at an airport, you can literally pop it up and like have a sanitary place to set your child down and let them kind of crawl around. So it's a great invention, super lightweight, easy. Like you can do most of it one-handed. If you're holding a baby, you can easily pop it up one-handed, and they're 40% off site-wide right now. So I'm gonna link that below. If you've been thinking about getting one, today might be a good time to do it because they're on sale, super sale. 24 hours only. So if you don't see this before midnight on, what was the date, the 22nd, 23rd? Then you'll probably miss the sale. We do have a discount code that's like 30, I think it's 30% off. So if you miss the 24-hour sale, you can always use that for 30% off. But we'll link it in the description box below. Check it out. If you have a grandbaby on the way, it might be a good like baby shower gift because they are so handy to have. I can't even overstate it. We will pop it up in the playroom to have a safe place while the babies, like so the babies can play while we have these little blocks that are technically choking hazards for the babies. So if we ever play with those, I need to keep the babies separate from it. So we'll even put it up in the house for stuff like that. But and then I always get asked if you should get the mat. So if you're ever gonna use it on concrete or gravel or any other really hard surface, then the mat is worth getting. It self-inflates. You just open it, it inflates to about 1.5 inches, and then you close the valve and it stays squishy and inflated. And it has a cover that's washable that you can put over it. But if you're just gonna use it inside on carpet or like at the beach on sand, you wouldn't necessarily need the mat. So just kind of base it on where you're going to be using it the most, and if you end up needing a mat later on, then you can always order it. So anyway, check the sale out. It's in the description box below, and 2 thumbs up to my salon in Jacksonville.